He literally turned away, dropped his guard, and he jabbed him in the throat. Diamond Gym, for people who don't know, they're almost building a brand around it and they're marketing it as the most dangerous gym in America. See, what I wanted to speak about is like why the content does well. It's obviously because it's over the top, motivational, community-based content, isn't it?
It's the energy of it as well. I think people like the high energy, screaming at each other, going crazy.
It reminded me of David Goggins. That's why I often think about motivational content. It has its day. There's only so long you can live on motivational content.
I think it's good if you watch a motivational video in the morning or like before a workout, but like you can't just binge it. It's something, it gets you going and then you go.
Yeah, that's why someone like David Goggins is like super motivational. You're running all these ultra marathons. You can sell your books on it, but within a couple of years, you need 2 knee replacements or whatever. Yeah. By the time you get into your 40s, you're totally done, aren't you?
David Goggins destroyed his knees from all the running. Just relentless running. It's hard not to admire his mindset and his drive, because regardless of whether it's necessarily a good idea to do, it's very impressive.
And clearly motivational content, it has its place online. That's what I was saying about like Goggins. He's almost had his day at the peak and now it feels like Diamond Gym setup's taking over, and they'll probably have their day as well. They're already falling out. You've got this big guy called Unk, who's like the big black guy who just shouts at everyone. You've got Hadi Abdul. You've got him who's essentially platformers. And then you've got this other guy called Scholar, who's like one of the hype men in there. Now he was pushing his own clothing brand on the sly, and he was essentially wearing that while they were wearing their other brand called Till the Death, TDD. And they've had a big fallout because they want him to pay to wear his brand in their videos, because he's basically getting free exposure for it. They've already had like a falling out over that. So it just goes to show, if there are no contracts, who's actually making money from that? As I understand it, Diamond Gym is just a gym and they're running their sessions within.
Yeah, it's just 3 guys training in a gym.
3 plus other people coming in, and they're building the platform by getting all these other guys in on the sessions, like Alex Eubank.
I saw a video of them trying to get Alex Eubank to lat pull down triple his body weight, and he just couldn't do it. And they just kept going at him, and he's just like, can't.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a limit, you know? There's a certain point where you just can't do the weight.
I know.
And like, no amount of shouting or screaming is gonna make you do it. Your body is not physically strong enough to do it.
I often think that. I get that they've done that exercise where they're just doing a barbell row with just the bar, and it's like you've got to do 100 reps of that.
To a certain degree, that is just willpower.
Yeah, because you can row the bar, but you just have to do it an obscene amount of time. Obviously, the form by the end of it is terrible. Yeah. Like Alex Eubank was just standing up, rowing, half
like
repping.
Yeah.
But like you said with the lat pull down, it's like at a certain point, this is just too heavy.
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough to actually lift this weight.
It doesn't matter how much you believe it, you simply cannot. Your body is incapable. Everyone has their limits. Granted, a lot of people never know their limits because they never actually try hard enough. I think I've tried hard enough to know what my limit is. We've tried 1 rep maxes, we've tried really heavy weights, and it gets to the point where the rep starts just going backwards, and it doesn't matter how hard you try, it's just not going to happen.
I think if I had to do a training session like that, I would weigh in at 90 kilos.
Go as heavy as possible.
Yeah, it seems counterproductive because people are like cardio, but I'd be worried about getting injured.
I'd be so gassed though.
Yeah, but my back, doing squats and rows with like bad form, I'd be too worried about my back. Which is like the Tren twins, their physique almost, even though they're too heavy in a way, they almost seem built for that, like to take on that training.
They're just stout. They're really short and stocky, perfect for squat and bench.
They definitely have the right setup for that. That was a good like mix. You get someone like Alex Eubank, could you just say someone like him is just sort of cruising on his physique a little bit?
Yeah, because he's already built the ideal physique really, but then he did hop on, and he had the ideal physique natural, assuming he was natural when he claimed to be natural, but he hopped on and got a little bit bigger, and he's still very aesthetic. But like, do you really need to be any bigger than that? Is there any point? After that, you should just start diversifying, finding other hobbies. Maybe become calisthenics.
Yeah,
or
take something
get
else
into
on.
climbing. Because you've built the physique now. The goal was to look like a Greek god, right? You've done that. There's no point going further. That's why I think bodybuilding is kind of toxic, because you're never big enough. You just want more and more. Bigger and bigger. It gets to the point where it no longer looks good. You just look like a mutant, really, especially when you're on stuff.
So like Mike Israetel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike Israetel.
Do you see what Dorian Yates said about him?
Yeah.
He said, if you look like a bag of shit and you get bigger, you just look like a bigger bag of shit.
I think he was going hard on him because he was offended by the fact that he thought he was on the same level as Mike Mentzer. Because Mike Mentzer, he was like a pro bodybuilder back in the 80s, and he looked so much better than Mike Israetel. It's not even funny. He had the V-taper, he had more muscle mass, he was leaner, he just looked better in every way. And the fact that Mike Israetel even claims to be on his level is a joke. So that's why Dorian Yates clearly went ham on him.
Was he a high volume workout guy, Mike Mentzer?
He was like high intensity.
High intensity, that's it.
High intensity, low frequency. So he would work out only a few times a week, full on, like really hardcore.
Could you do that natty? That'd be enough.
I went for a while with just doing full body twice a week, and I got a decent physique from that.
Those sessions would be quite long.
Yeah, they would be long sessions.
Because his were like a couple of times a week. Or they were only half an hour.
It's hard to know because these guys aren't natural. So comparing yourself as a natural trying to do their workout plans, it might not work the same way. Your body just functions differently when you've got a hormonal profile like that. It's just not even fair.
Yeah, and then you have the guys at Diamond Gym who are just all high volume, almost to the point where it's more for the mental benefits, they claim.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I don't know it, they just use it as an excuse to just like abuse people.
Just treat someone like absolute crap. That's what the military does though, isn't it? You break down the psyche and then build them back up again.
Well, you're supposed to become one unit. You're not supposed to be like individual in that sense.
I don't know if that's good.
Yeah.
It's good and bad in certain ways.
They have all these gym rules as well, you know. They got no phones, no stopping, can't close your eyes.
You can't blink.
Yeah, basically. Uncle always goes through the rules. If you go on your phone, you get penalised. If you sit down, you get penalised. If you close your eyes, penalised.
That sounds like abuse to me.
There was a clip of him punching Hadi Abdul in the throat. He literally turned away, they walked him like he was going to do something, turned away, dropped his guard, and he jabbed him in the throat. Clearly abusive behaviour. And that Hadi Abdul guy, he crushed his toe in the gym.
Or from dropping a weight.
Yeah, he was using, where is it? Your deadlift bar, hex bar, what's it called?
Oh, yeah, trap bar / hex bar.
Yeah, but he was holding it at the back, so obviously you got your front and your back, but he was holding the handles at the back. And obviously a lot of what they do is they don't put weights down, they drop them. So he's dropped it and just dropped it on his toe.
Right.
The front of it went on his toe, crushed it. And then he carried on. They made him carry on. They made him do squats after.
With a broken toe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Instead of going to the hospital, they made him carry on. It's like, you gotta fight through the pain.
But I mean, to a certain extent, it's broken now.
Yeah.
What else can you do? Unless you're causing further injury by training. I mean, that sounds a bit savage. Go to the doctor.
Yeah,
if you get a crushed toe, go to the doctor. Don't be silly.
What do you think of the training anyway? Do you think it's corny? A lot of people say it's corny, a lot of people like it.
I think it's entertaining to watch, but I think that kind of training is not sustainable. Maybe if you're on roids, it might be, but I think you're better off with a structured program, having high intensity in the right circumstances, rather than just beating yourself up because you didn't hit 100 reps on something. 100 reps isn't even viable for muscle growth. Because at that point, you're not using enough resistance for the muscle to adapt. Because if it's something that you can hit for 100 reps, it's not heavy enough. So in that sense, it is kind of silly. I understand if it's for cardio, fair enough, it's for cardio. But if you're trying to build muscle and you're doing 100 reps, that is not the right thing to do. You need more resistance. Fair enough, drop sets, go heavy. So you go close to failure for 10 reps and then drop the weight and go again. But if you're just sticking to the same weight, doing 100 reps, the first 50 will be like 0 resistance.